risk for severe illness from COVID-19. If you are at higher risk, you should stay home as much as possible and avoid close contact with people who are sick to protect yourself. From your doctor if you have concerns about COVID-19 and your medical condition, or if you get sick. For more information, visit cdc.gov.
All right, good people. In a few minutes, we're going to start this show. It's been a long time. A lot of things going on. So in about this song going to be over in about a minute and a half. So once this song is over on the radio, then we're going to start this show. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. About a minute and a half. About a minute now, we're going to start it. Hope you guys been having a good work week so far. Staying safe. Staying out of trouble. Life is a Joke, Volume 3. I hear you. All right, good people, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to WOOM 92.9 FM, South Philadelphia Community Radio, and bringing you another live edition of the 623 radio show. It's been a long time. I know I said in the past that we were going to try to do this show at least twice a month, but busy. But I am going to try to get back to it. I think it's the first show I did this month, and this is the last day of the month. So just a lot of things going on. So we got a lot of information to cover to give to our members here. We'll just talk about some things nationally about the IBT. So as you guys, the local people know, that yesterday we had a busy day yesterday. We did a building raid at PHL for the day sort. And then later that evening, we had a feeder meeting about the company's proposal to split the two buildings and you know, the seniority list. So at that meeting, it went good. You know, in all intents and purposes, it went really good. We had a lot of questions and concerns about splitting the two lists, the buildings and everything. So what is going to happen is we're going to conduct 2 feeder meetings, one in the morning period and one in the evening period, because we know that you guys schedules are all over the place. So we may have to do 2 or 3 meetings so we can accommodate the feeders, get them this information. So we want to make sure we do that. So what happened was, of course, you guys, like I just said, splitting the buildings, seniority list, or whatever the case may be. One for Oregon Avenue, one for PHL. But we hit them with some good questions that was a cause for pause. So they got to get back to us about some of the questions and concerns we have, and that's why we got to make sure that we have these meetings and keep our feeder department involved and engaged so they'll know what's going on. That should be happening probably by the end of this week. I'm going to try to get it set up so you guys will know exactly what's going on. It'll be like a morning meeting and then a evening or a night meeting because, like I said, the feeder department schedules are just all over the place. So we want to accommodate them as much as possible. Then also, the 1650 that they're going to hire these guys just coming in off the street for the new guys that's coming into our buildings. Brought that up to them last night. And, I talked to the IBT about it before I had the meeting, and they told me, that they tried to fight that before and they lost at arbitration. So I talked to the labor manager last night about, this new pay rate that they're going to be bringing these people in on. And it was like, yeah, we've been doing it. And I said, it's going to create so much chaos because you're going to have people that's been working through all this pandemic, right? At a certain rate. No hazard pay, no appreciation, no nothing. And then you're going to have people come off the street making $2 more than them. And I said, man, that's just not right. That's just not right at all. And of course, they was like, hey, man, this is what we're going to do. And of course, the IBT told me that, they tried to fight it and lost. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to fight it here at 623. So we're going to be out there because I don't want you guys to think that we're okay with someone coming in making more money than the people that's already been there, especially through all the pandemic. No hazard pay, no appreciation, no nothing. I just don't think that's fair. It's not fair. It's not even thinking about it. It's not fair at all. So we're going to do our part to educate and engage our members and let them know that we don't agree with this at 623. It's just not right. It's not right at all. So we're going to be doing what we can to let you guys know that we are not in agreement with that. So that's going to be coming down the pipe soon. All right, so the last couple of days we've been going into our new members classes and speaking with them. Hey, what's up, Hector? Hey, I wanted to tell you, man, that show on Sunday was awesome, dude. It was great. And everybody that's listening on the radio, people that's watching, people that's gonna watch it later on, you gotta tune into the What the Heck show on Sundays because it is a very, very, very good show. Right now they're going through the process of interviewing a lot of the candidates that are running for the IBT election. And I think it is very, very good and important that we as Teamster members tune into this show and just listen to the candidates, listen to what goes on across the country, because all of us are fighting the same enemy. All of us. Doesn't matter if you're 804, 89, 79, 177, 623, whatever your local is, it doesn't matter. We all of us are fighting the same enemy. And what Hector and Jamie and Anthony Rosario, what those guys do with that show, it's phenomenal. And, I appreciate it because what I'm going to do, because later on in this show, I'm definitely going to be talking about the latest guest, Chris Silvera, and what this brother said, his track record, what he's running on, what he's running for. I think every Teamster should do what they can to get this brother on the ballot. I mean, it like for me, I signed all three of the slates. Well, I signed up for Verma, the power slate. I signed his petition. I signed the I slate, and I signed for Chris Silvera because I think it is important that these guys get on the ballot to give us a choice. Because what this brother said on Sunday, man, he came right down my street. He came in my neighborhood. He came in my house. Everything that this brother said was true. No politics. And I want every Teamster, I want every just unionist person to listen to what this brother said. Because it's totally different from what other people are saying, and we need to give this brother a shot. I mean, you vote for who you vote for, but I think at least we should get this brother on the. And I talked to him yesterday personally. He called me, we talked, and I told him, I'm gonna let you guys know. I told him that I'm gonna do whatever I can to get him on that ballot, man. I mean, he has to get on there. He has to be on this ballot. And I'm going to share that podcast that Hector and them guys did on Sunday. I'm going to share it. I'm going to do my best to share that thing every single day. Because this guy has to get on that ballot. He has to. And I want everybody, every Teamster, not even just Teamster, if you believe in unions, if you are a friend of labor, then you need to listen to Chris Silvera. It's just that simple. I've had shop stewards in my local reach out to me yesterday after listening to him saying they are on board with him 100%. Because that's what the message and that's what he did on Sunday. And with the way 623 feels about a lot of these guys running, his message is what we wanted to hear here at 623. No politics, just what you're going to do for the members. And a lot of stuff that he talked about really hit home for me. And I got to be careful because I don't want to make it sound like an endorsement because I don't want to get no charges, pre-election charges and all this other kind of stuff. But what that brother said hit me right here. I'm telling you. It was everything from when he started talking to when he hung up the phone. He said something and said some things that spoke personally to me. And apparently he spoke in some of my shop stewards, my BAs feel the same exact way. This guy is the truth. You can't tie him to Hoffa. You can't tie him to a lot of the stuff that has a lot of these other people have done. He's been in office since 1990. Listen, you talk about experience. Listen to this. I was in the 5th or 6th grade when he became principal officer of his local. 6th grade. That means he got over 30 years of fighting for people and mobilizing them and engaging them and winning strong contracts. And there's no politics being played in none of this stuff. So, again, I'm going to talk about that a little later because I could talk about that interview all day because, he said a lot of good things. And everybody that called in, you couldn't disagree with what he was saying. Even the host was like, yeah, because I heard him. They're like, yeah, well, he's right. Because nothing he said was wrong. If you're true to unionism, not politics, unionism, there is nothing that he said was wrong. 0 things he said was wrong yesterday. Nothing. On Sunday. Nothing he said was wrong. And that's why I think if you are a Teamster, you owe it to this brother to get him on that ballot. I understand you may want to support Oz, you want to support Verma, and that's your choice. But I think we owe it to Chris Silvera to get him on this ballot. Because if we can get guys that you say are tied to Hoffa, if we can get guys who force contracts on you and intimidate people and bully people and whatever, if we can support guys like that, then we should be able to support a guy who has nothing tied to neither one of them, and his message is clear and cut, and it's about the working class man and woman and family. And I think that's what we need to do. I mean, that's what we need to do. And I'm going to do what I can to get this brother on the ballot. And I know a lot of our members here are going to do the same thing. Like I said, the shop store reached out to me yesterday. He was very, very impressed. He's going to do what he can because this guy got to get on the ballot. He has to get on this ballot. So another thing that we're going to do here at 623 is since we got so many new hires coming in, and a lot of things with this 1650, we're going to be out there at the gates just really engaging our members on what's happening. And I want to personally, do this because there's going to be a lot of questions about why this person is going to get 1650. And I've been here all this long time, worked through the pandemic, no hazard pay, and what's up with that? And I want them to know, and I'm gonna look them in the face and tell them why they're doing it, why we don't here at 623 stand for it, and this is what we plan on doing moving forward. So we're gonna be doing that really, really soon, probably after I come back from my grandmother's funeral. And I want to take the time out to thank everybody for their well wishes and all their prayers and concerns. I appreciate that. Our family appreciates it. And I just want to thank you guys for that, because tomorrow I'm going to be going back down there to get ready for the funeral. So again, I thank you guys for the prayers, the concerns. I appreciate it because people don't have to be nice, and if they are nice, they don't have to be nice to you. And I thank you guys for being nice to myself and my family as we go through this process of dealing with the loss of our matriarch, probably the most powerful, one of the strongest women that I know and love. She represented strength to me in a way that I never seen before. Stuff that she had to go through and deal with, with loss of life in her family, her children. It takes a tremendous amount of strength to deal with some of the things that she dealt with the amount of loss that she had to deal with. So I thank you guys for that. Good morning, Joey. What's up, man? So we're going to be out the gates, engaging our membership on a lot of the changes that the company is going to try to do. And I don't want the members to feel as though that we agree with it, because we don't, especially with this pay rate change. I don't agree with that at all. Spoke to the IBT about it. They said that they lost every time they try to fight it. But that doesn't mean that we can't engage our membership on what's going on and keep them in the loop. Because it's one thing to say that we can't win, but then if you don't engage in the membership on why you can't win, then it becomes a problem. And I don't want to ever have 623 feel as though that the leadership is ever in agreement when the powers that be either have lost fights, can't fight, or won't fight. And I don't want them to correlate that as to us, because that's just not us. So we're going to be out there at the gates talking to our members about these changes that are going to happen. The feeder department, like I said earlier, when I first got on, that we're going to have some Zoom meetings in the mornings and in the evenings, because the schedules are so crazy there. And so we're going to make sure that we touch base with as many as we can. We're going to put the information up in the union boards in the feeder department in both buildings, because we want you guys to know what's going on. You guys have to know what's going on. The meetings went well yesterday. I mean, we got a lot of things accomplished, brought a lot of people back to work, got some things done. We hit the company with some questions about this feeder department. So they're going to have, there was a pause in that. They're going to have to get back with us to answer some of these concerns and questions that we have that were brought to us by our members and some things that we have concerns about as a board. So we're going to keep you guys in the loop with that. So yesterday, I put a post up about President Trump. Now, I'm not in, you guys know I just don't like politics. But there is the reason why I asked that question. So if all those don't know why one of the reasons why I put that out there was I wanted to see how people really, how the politics of people, man, it's all over the place, and why I just can't get down with politics. So my question was yesterday, I put a post up about President Trump. My question was, before this debate, let's say if he came out and said, hey, I'm abolishing all right to work laws. We're going to, modify or remove the Taft-Hartley Act, making it more, giving, the unions more shop house power and what they can do, striking or whatever. Talked about the NLRB and making it easier for the working man, woman, and family. You guys read the post. And people was like, man, we're not going to vote for him no matter what he do for labor. He can do all those things. I mean, it was so many reasons why people wouldn't vote for the guy. Even after I put that out there, right? So it brings me to this, what I'm about to say. Taking what I said about Trump, people said they won't vote for him even if he changed his whole idea about labor and making it easier for laborers and unions. People still say they won't vote for him, even after he said he changed. So my question is to everybody that is, supporting who they're supporting for the IBT election. When people say, hey, we can't support your candidate because of all the stuff that he did, then why do we get so much flack? Because what you guys just told me yesterday, if Trump tried to change, you wouldn't vote for him because of what he's done in his past, then so why is it we don't get that same, energy and benefit because we won't vote for who everybody wants to vote for because of other people past? That's now saying that they changed. We can't have it both ways. It's the same principle. Now, I'm not saying anybody's like Trump that's running for the IBT president, or am I saying it like Biden? What I'm saying is the politics are the same. They are the exact same. So what is it? What is it? And that goes into what Chris Silvera was saying on Sunday. You got people running that has been supporting Hoffa forever. And now all of a sudden, they're going to be the agents of change. And he said it. We gotta challenge that thought process because it makes no sense to me. If a man breaks my legs and then gives me a wheelchair, he's not helping me. He's not helping me. So I had a guy call me from another local after he heard the Chris Silvera interview. And we was talking about it. And I'm going to give you guys this analogy. And I want to take race out of it. But the analogy is the same. And when I get time, I'm going to snippet this part out of it. And I'm going to share it everywhere I can. And I want you guys to follow me what I'm about to say. This is not about race. Take race out of it. Everybody saw what happened in Minnesota early this year. There was a guy who gets paid to protect and serve. I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm about to say. There was a gentleman who was paid to protect and serve. His job is to protect and serve. He had his knee on another individual's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, right? The person's job is to protect and serve. He gets paid to protect and serve. That's his job. His check, when he get it, is to protect and serve. He had his knee 8 minutes, 46 seconds on this other individual's neck. The person was crying out, help, I need help, I need help, I need help. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Don't focus on the color because this has nothing to do with race. You'll see where I'm about to go with this. But I want you guys to understand, after listening to Chris Silvera, this analogy just came to me. We are paying people, we have paid people to protect and serve us forever. A lot of these people that are running for the IBT office have had their knee on our neck a lot longer than 8 minutes and 46 seconds. We pay them to do what? To protect and serve. That's what we paying them to do. That's when I get my check now. I'm being paid to protect and serve the members of Local 623. When the IBT get their money, all these, listen, before I became an officer, I knew these, when certain things were happening, I'm like, man, I know we paying these guys a lot of money. But now I sign the checks that get sent to these people. Man, we pay them a lot of money a month. A whole lot of money to protect and serve us. That's what we paying them. So a lot of these people that are running now, that's supposed to be changed, they had their knee on our neck for way longer than 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm talking about for decades. For decades, they had their knee on our neck. We cried out. We said we didn't want team care. We said we didn't want 22-4. We didn't want the extended progression. All of these guys, not all. I take that back, not all. The majority of the people running, we cried out to them. We don't want team care. We don't want the 22-4. We don't want the extended progression. We want stronger language in the harassment. We was crying out while their knee was on our neck. You know what they said? No, y'all gonna take this contract. Y'all gonna take team care. Y'all gonna take the 22-4. Y'all gonna take all this. And now all of a sudden, after all these years of being paid to protect and serve, while that knee was on our neck, now all of a sudden now we're changed now. And like Chris said, I've always questioned that. You guys heard me question it. And people have always thrown in my face, well, Hooker, you this Christian guy, man. You grew up in the church. Forgiveness and reconciliation, that's part of your spiritual background. And you're right. And you're exactly right. But forgiveness don't mean foolish. It does not. If a man has had his knee, if people have had their knee on our neck for decades, and now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that they're changed or that the ages have changed, then that is a problem. That is a big, big problem. Because that's what happened. That is exactly what has happened. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense. And then after what I put out there yesterday about Trump, and if he changed his ways, people were like, oh, no, man, he's a liar. He's this. Well, we got guys doing the same thing. They said that they changed. They're going to do this. They're going to fight for us. But it's different. And that's the part I don't understand. You guys are going to have to pray for me and help me out to understand politics, because I just don't get it. I don't get it. The same exact thing that I presented about Trump, if he changed, people said they never would do it. They never would. He did so many things, years. He's messed up. I would never. But now when we bring up the same attitude about people running for these IBT offices, oh, man, what's wrong, man? Don't forget about the people that put you there. You stabbing people in the back. No, I'm not. You guys just showed me yesterday about how you feel if Trump would have changed his ways, that you still wouldn't vote for him. But now when this guy over here that's running for IBT president, he's saying he changed, you're supposed just to go along with it. Doesn't work like that. by your own admission yesterday. So we gotta transform politics, man. And I'm talking about from the IBT, because yesterday's debate, man, that was bad, dude. Yesterday's debate was proof that America is in trouble. It doesn't matter who you vote for, Trump, Biden, who you believe in, dude. That debate was horrible. I mean, what did we tell our kids, man? What did we tell our kids after watching that? What did we tell them? I mean, what did we tell them? How can we explain to them that these people here are running for the highest office in the country? How did we explain their behavior yesterday? How? How can you? You can't. You know, and let's go to the IBT. Like Chris Silvera said yesterday, and then on Sunday, when he was at the convention and what he saw. How do we explain that to our people that want to be Teamsters, our kids? How do we explain the people's behavior that want to run the international union? How do we explain that behavior? How do we explain them being brought up on IRB charges, but they want to run for the top spot? How do we explain about bullying people, enforcing contracts, and doing all this stuff, not keeping the membership engaged? How do we explain that to the next team? How do we do it? Tell me how. My son is a Teamster now. Now, let's just say I wasn't in the position I was. How do I explain to him what he's seen, what he sees, and what, you know, how do I explain that to him as a new Teamster? Let's say I wasn't one. What example are we setting for our next generation of Teamsters? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we saying that it's okay to bully people? Are we saying it's okay to force contracts on people? Are we saying it's okay to just dominate our members, loosely conspire with getting them fired? Are we saying that's okay, and then we still will vote for you? What message are we sending? What message are we sending? You know, like Silvera said, man, I don't want this type of behavior coming from the top spot in my union. I can't get along with that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was at the convention and I was at the microphone, and 5 feet away from me is a guy who caused my local so many issues and problems. He's screaming in my face, "Go sit down, you boo, be quiet." Because I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for the people that sent me. And the people that sent me were directly affected by what you did. And I'm standing there, I'm watching this man yelling, screaming in my face. Now we supposed to vote for him? Where did they do that at? Where? At a certain point, man, you know, we got to get out of politics, get out of emotions, and do what's right. You can, I just don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe it is me. Maybe I want too much from my leaders. Maybe I'm not looking for perfection, because I'm not perfect, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. But we need to do a really thorough look in the mirror and think about what we want our next IBT president to be. This is not a knock on anybody that's running. I'm not up here trying to bash anybody, but my local is concerned about this election. One of my BAs came to me 2 days ago because a lot of the members are wondering, like, man, who are we going to support? Because there's a lot of people they don't like. There's a lot because of what they went through with these people. And now they're being told that it's like there's nobody else to vote for. And that's not it. That's not the answer. That is not the answer. That's why I think what we need to do is make sure Chris Silvera gets on this ballot. I'm going to do whatever I can. And I told him yesterday when I talked to him on the phone, I'm going to do whatever I can to get you on this ballot. My shop steward sent me some message yesterday. They're going to do what they can. My BAs, they love the message. We got to, listen, you can vote for who you want to, but my thing is we got to get this brother on the ballot and let the members decide, let them decide what they want to do. John, I'm with you, man, because after I'm gonna be honest. I have a lot of people that I trust on that slate. I do, and everybody knows that. I love Fred, man. I love him. He kind of restored that passion I had, and I told him this way back years ago when I saw him in Charlotte. I went up to him and I told him, "Thank you for restoring the belief I had in leadership." Right? I told him that. There's a few people that I really respect, like Juan Campos, Matt Tavy, Palmer, Avril Thompson, and Fred, and those guys like that, Vinny, Willie Ford. And I mean, I trust those guys. I know those guys. I believe in those guys. But I cannot get my head around the whole entire slate. And there's people on the Vermont slate that I like. Miss Bernadette Kelly and Marcus King and Kerr Beam and all those guys. You know, a few other guys that I really come to respect and everything. This is not about politics for me. And I get, oh, man, Hoffa. And listen, I get all that, man. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to get the right people who represent us, the membership. After listening to my brother on Sunday, he really punched you in the face about everything that's been going on in our IBT. And if you don't see what he said to be true, then you're more politically than you need to be. Because he laid it all out on the line. There was no politics. It was all straight up and down truth. And I know it made a lot of people uncomfortable, because I know a lot of people that's running for office heard what he said. And they can't even deny what he's saying because it's the truth. What he said about the whole thing about, man, people being playing politics, and it's just bad because the members suffer. And what he said about the member mobilization and engagement, that's what we need. And that's what we talk about on this show all of the time. We talk about it all the time. I was in a class last night at PHL talking to some new hires. And I told them, I don't have any power. It's the members that have the power. Like Chris said on Sunday, UPS ain't afraid of me. They could care less about Hook. I'm just one man. But if the members were mobilized, man, it would be something special. Then the company would be like, oh, we got a problem. Just think about this for a minute. If I go in and give a grievance from the local for, say, supervisors working, they're okay, Hooker, we got you. But let's say if I go in and get a whole shift of grievances, let's say 800 people file a grievance, and I give it to the labor manager. Here go 800 grievances for supervisors working. What do you think they're going to do? Man, they're going to lose their mind. Because it's the membership that has the power. I don't have anything. And I told them last night, if the members have all the power, if they don't use it, then the union becomes powerless. Then all I am is a name and a title. The membership has the power. They always have. They always will. They just need somebody to show them at the top level that they do. Can't play politics, because this guy don't agree with your politics. It has nothing to do with it. We got to get the right people in office, man. I'm telling you. Because it's going to be the same old. And a lot of people have a hard time trusting somebody that caused them so many issues. If you don't beat me down to the point where I have nothing left, and this, then you turn around and tell me a year later, hey, I'm sorry, you can trust me now. Dude, I'm not going to trust you. I'm not. I'm just not going to trust you. And, and that's, we got to get Chris Silvera on the ballot, man. That's all I'm saying. We got to get him on the ballot. I'm going to do whatever I can to get him on the ballot. I am. I'm telling you, however you guys, I know this is going to get shared and probably dissected, and I'm going to be a bad person. I'll be a bad person, man. I don't care. The members at 623 have issues with a lot of people running. After listening to Silvera, a lot of them like what he's saying. A whole lot of them like what he's saying. So, and I'm going to share that. I listen to that podcast every single day since it aired. I do. And I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to it every day, because you don't get tired of hearing the truth. You don't get tired of hearing the truth. So I encourage everybody that's watching this now, everybody listening on the radio, everybody that will watch this later, we got to get Chris Silvera on this ballot. He needs about 35,000 signatures by December. We got to get him on the ballot, man. We got to get him on the ballot. Once he gets on the ballot, then it's going to be up to the membership to decide what they want. We got to get this brother on the ballot, man. We got to, man. Nothing against anybody that's running. Listen, I don't have beef with anybody. I don't want you to think this is a personal shot or whatever, because I'm not into politics, and I just don't have beef with anybody. I don't have time to. If you got a beef with me, then you can be chewing it by yourself, because I just don't care. I really don't. This guy got to get on the ballot, man. He got to. Yeah, that would be good, Mark. If Hector, if you're still watching, man, if you can get that down to the 60-minute mark and on, then that would be great. That way, when we share it, it'll go right to when he started speaking, because that message got to get out there, man. And I'm going to do. This is not an endorsement from the local, because I got to be careful, because pre-election protests and all that stuff. This is just me speaking for me. This is not an endorsement from the local 623 or none of this. This is just a rank and file member who happens to be an officer who has had the IBT. And a lot of these people that's running, they had their knee on our neck for so many years, and now all of a sudden, because it's political time, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, please vote for me. Me personally, I just can't do that. I just can't do it. And I was wrestling with it. I was tossing and turning. Man, I was all over the place. But after listening to my man on Sunday, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that, because he actually, and Kurt, I'm share it again, man. I'm gonna share it on your wall. If Hector out there, man, share it again. I'm gonna share it every day. I'm gonna share it every day. After I get done, I'm gonna go to Greyhound. I'm gonna come to the hall. Go home. I'm gonna share it. I'm sharing this thing every day. I'm telling you now. Whatever you guys say about me, man, I don't care. I really don't, man. I don't. I just don't, because this guy is telling the truth. He is. No one can, even the people that call. We had Greg Kerwood. I love Greg Kerwood. He called up to the show, and, he was saying that, Sean and Chris are saying the same thing. But something that Chris said that kind of like put it to light. He been doing this since 90. There's been no break in let me intimidate people, let me bully people, let me force concessions on them, let me loosely conspire with people to get people fired, IRB charges, whatever, and then now vote for me because whatever, Hoffa kicked me out, whatever the case may be. There was none of that. There was none of that with this guy. So listen, we gotta get this guy on the ballot, man. We gotta get this guy on the ballot. You know what? I gotta go on a commercial break, man. I almost forgot. So listen. You listen to WOAM 92.9, South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another edition of the 623 Show. We'll be right back after a short break. Hey, man, we got to get this guy on the ballot, y'all.
Quiet, numbskulls, on broadcast.
So after I come back off the break, we're going to go back over what we was talking about yesterday from 623 about the 1650 pay rate that's supposed to be happening for these new hires. The feeder department issues, we're going to touch back over that after this break.
If you are at higher risk, you should stay home as much as possible and avoid close contact with people who are sick to protect yourself. Call your doctor if you have concerns about COVID-19 and your medical condition.
Boo, boo, boo.
For more information, visit cdc.gov.
All right, good people, we're back. You're listening to WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another edition of the 623 radio show. So I just want to go back and touch base on what we've been talking about for everybody that's coming on now and the people that are just listening. So yesterday we had a big meeting for our feeder department. As a lot of our feeder department members know, the company wants to split the buildings. For all these years, there's been one seniority list. They talked about it back in 2016, and they were supposed to revisit it. But with the growth at Oregon Avenue, the company felt the need to have their own separate list. We hit them with a lot of questions concerned there was a cause for pause. So they're going to be getting back with us on the issues that we brought up to them. So we're going to have a few, probably 2 or 3 Zoom meetings with our feeder department, because the feeder department they have crazy schedules, crazy hours. So we want to be able to give them that information on everything that happened in that meeting. No hearsay, no whatever. So we got to make sure that, we give you guys that information. Also, the company is planning on hiring people at $16.50 for this peak season. Now, I don't agree with that. I talked to the IBT. They said that they lost every time they're trying to fight it. I talked to the labor manager in that meeting. I said, man, you guys are going to cause so much chaos. The members that's been there working through all this pandemic, whatever, come to work every day, no hazard pay. Now you're going to give people off the street $2 more. That's just not right. That's not fair. Now we're going to be at the gates educating and engaging our members on our stance on that, because I don't ever want the members of 623 think that we are okay with this. We are not okay with this at all. We're not okay with this separate building stuff, and we are not okay with this 1650 stuff. We're just not okay with it. And we're going to do what we can do to bring light to this injustice, because it's bad. I'm about to get hyped. How can you have people that's been working throughout this pandemic, no hazard pay, nothing, not even a pat on the back? You're going to give people off the street $2 more an hour. I don't get it, man. And then the IBT said there's nothing that they really can do because they fought it and they lost it before 3 times. It's bad, man. It's bad. But we're going to let our feeder department know when those meetings are going to take place. Parking lot meeting. We're going to have a parking lot meeting next Thursday, because Tuesday and Wednesday we have national panel here in Philly. National panel was supposed to be in New Orleans, but because of COVID and everything, they're going to do it here in Philly, which is good. So myself and Kamak, we're going to take our feeder case there. We'll let you guys know what happened with that. So our next parking lot meeting will be next Thursday. And we're also going to be having some meetings for our inside guys, especially with all this 1650 stuff and all this other kind of stuff, man. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. So I want to get back to this political process. I know a lot of members here concerned about the IBT election. Like I said, one of my BAs had talked to me not yesterday, but on Monday about it, because our members are concerned. There's some people who they don't want to be in office. We know who they are, and they are concerned about it because they see what's going on. And that's why yesterday what I did when I put that Trump post about if Trump were to change his ways, how he felt about labor, would people in labor, would they still vote for him? Would they vote for him? People said no. But then on the IBT part, we got people saying that they changed, but they want us to vote for these people. Can't have it both ways. Cannot have it both ways. So that's why I did what I did yesterday, because I wanted to show people that politics are jacked up. And we got to transform people's thought process on politics. We have to. Because if it's okay for, if it's okay for, this guy to do it, to say he changed his ways, and we're supposed to go along with it. But then this guy, he said he changed his ways, and he want to help labor, and we don't want to support him, then it's a personal political problem. So that's why I did that yesterday. I wasn't trying to get people to vote for Biden, people to vote for Trump. I just wanted to show people that I want them to use that same energy that they had when they said they won't vote for Trump, to understand why people say they're not going to vote for a lot of these people that's running for the IBT office. That's why I did that, because you can't have it both ways. Politics is messed up. We got to transform politics in the IBT. We have to. We have to. That's why it is important that we get Chris Silvera on this ballot. We got to get him on there, man. We got to get him on this ballot. We got to get him on there. And I'm going to share that podcast that Hector and them guys at Local 804, the What the Heck show, that really gave a lot of people a breath of fresh air. My inbox blew up after that interview. Phone calls from people from different locals in different states about how can we get this guy on the ballot. And we got to get him on the ballot, man, because people love what he said, and it's the truth. When he came out there and talked about Yeah, man. I mean, we all are against it, man. We all are, and we gave them some good concerns and questions about that yesterday. That they have to come back to us about, because it's one seniority list. As you guys know, one of my biggest issues were, and I brought it up last night. If you split the buildings up, right? And you got a guy, let's say, works at Oregon Avenue with 10 years. You got a guy at PHL with 25 years. And then there's layoffs, right? The guy at Oregon Avenue, he's going to be able to work before the guy with 25 years at PHL. That's not fair, because right now, everybody's on one list. So if there's layoffs, then it's going to be, like it's supposed to be from the bottom up. But this thing is, you're going to have a guy with 25 years possibly sitting home while a guy at 10 years working. That's not good with me. That's not, man, you're right, though, because I talked about it, man. But I can talk about it again, man. But that's just not fair. So, and then we brought up another situation about this new building, how that's going to play into it. See, a lot of they didn't even know, they didn't have an answer for us. So we did our homework. We talked to a lot of members, got a lot of feedback, and we presented everything that you gave us and a lot of questions that we had, that we hit them a little bit. So they're going to get back with us by the end of the week. They're going to have some conversation amongst themselves to give us more details of what they plan on doing, because we're not okay with it either. That's why we had them. We hit them with a lot of stuff that they had to think about. We'll get back to you guys. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up 2 or 3 Zoom meetings for the feeder department, because we know you guys got a lot of different schedules. And we're going to talk about what they're planning on doing, the questions and the concerns that we brought up to them, and what their plan is moving forward. All right, so we got you guys. Trust me. So they're going to get back with us later on in the week or the beginning of next week with some more details about what they plan on doing. All right, so we're going to put that information out to you guys, the feeder department, when those meetings are going to take place, about when those meetings are going to take place, and all that other kind of stuff. Man, this must be serious. I know, man. It's a problem, dude. It's a problem, man. And like I said, I have some questions for the IBT about it, and they weren't really too helpful. So at the end of it, if we don't get what we think is right for our members, then we're going to grieve it and take it through the panel and do what we got to do, because it's a lot. There's a lot of concerns that we brought up to them yesterday, and yeah, it's a problem, man, and we're just gonna have to fight this all the way to the end, Manny. That's just the way it is. Because like I said, they're gonna get back to us. We're gonna be getting with you guys and let you guys know what's going on. Because it's a whole lot of issues that we brought up to their attention that they didn't even have an answer for. So now that we presented our side of it, let's see what they're gonna do. All right, and we'll keep you guys in the loop. Trust me on that. So, we're going to be at the gates talking about that issue, feeders, and some issues for our inside members, especially with this new rate they're trying to pay these guys. It's a never-ending fight, man, a never-ending battle. But we're up for the challenge. We're going to continue to fight because that's what we got to do. That's what we're here to do. And trust me, you guys are going to be informed and engaged every step of the process. All right, so we definitely want you guys to know. All right, so the last about 15 minutes, I just want to reiterate, we have to get this guy on the ballot, Chris Silvera. We got to get him on the ballot. We got to get him on the ballot, man. Then once he gets there, then the members will decide if they want him to be the general president or not. But I think he deserves to be on the ballot. He does. And there's just no ifs, ands, buts about it. And for all those that missed that analogy that I gave to kind of bring into the people can understand of what he was talking about when he was saying that, these guys been with Jimmy Hoffa for all these years, and all of a sudden now, they're going to be the agents of change. I had a brother call me from another local a couple of nights ago, and this was an analogy that I gave to him, and I want to tell you guys this analogy. And I want to take race out of it, because race has nothing to do with what I'm about to tell you, even though race was involved. But what I want you guys to take race out of what I'm about to tell you, because I know a lot of people wouldn't know them in the beginning. So, earlier this year in Minnesota, there was a person who was getting paid to protect and serve. That's the key part. He is paid to protect and serve. Just like our IBT officials and leaders, they are paid to protect and serve. This person had his knee on another person's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. This person cried out for help. He was in pain. He was hurting. He cried out. This person, whose knee was on this brother's neck, is getting paid to protect and serve. Well, Hooker, what are you talking about? That has nothing to do. Well, our officials, IBT and local leaders, they get paid to protect and serve. A lot of these people, the majority of the people that's running, has had their knee on the membership neck a lot longer than 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Decades. We cried out. Well, how did we cry out, Hooker? We didn't want the team care. We didn't want 22-4. We wanted stronger language for harassment. We didn't want a 4-year progression. We wanted some teeth to the harassment issue. That's what we wanted. We wanted that. Stronger 9-5 language. We cried out. Even to the point where we voted the contract totally down. Now, these same people who have had their knee on our neck, they were supposed to protect and serve us. Now they're saying, hey, I'm sorry. Vote for me. Send me send me your donations. Whatever the case may be. Now, after all this time of having a knee on us, now they're sorry. We have to really look at ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, what are we saying to our children? What are we saying to the future of this teams? What are we saying? Listen. Maybe it's me. I don't know. But we got to get this guy on the ballot, man. And I talked to Chris yesterday, and I told him, man, I'm going to do whatever I can to get this guy on the ballot. People vote for him. They don't. But he deserves a shot to get on this ballot. Because if we can vote for people who have had their knee on their neck for, all these years, then we can get a guy like this on the ballot. Then let the members decide what they want. Because after they hear his message, you're going to see some change in the way people think. Because he really helped me out. Because I'm not going to lie, y'all. I was struggling, man. I was struggling with this. Because even though I hate politics, I do have an obligation to my members about this IBT election. Because they're asking and they're concerned about a lot of people that's running. And I do have a political obligation to them. Even though I hate politics, I do have that obligation to them. And I just didn't know I didn't know. And I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I waited and didn't rush into saying anything about endorsing this person or that person. Because I would have egg in my face after listening to what Chris Silvera said on Sunday. Because he's actually been saying the same thing that we've been saying on this show for a long, long time. It's the members that have the power. UPS is not afraid of Verma. They're not afraid of O'Brien. They're not afraid of none of them guys because they got a lot of the things that they wanted from the guys that's running. So why would I be afraid of them? It's the membership that the company needs to fear. How many times have we talked about that on this show? It's the members with the power. How many? How many times have we said that? And then to hear somebody that's running for the general president come out and say the same thing, it was refreshing. It was refreshing. And not to have any political ties to it. I mean, I'm just being honest. That's all I can be. I know I'm going to catch some flack. I know people are going to be upset. And people may even stop talking to me. They may not invite me into the barbecues for officers. All I need is some Bojangles. I don't need no barbecue anyway. I'm good. But man, listen, we got to get him on the ballot, man. We just got to get him on the ballot. I'm serious. And once you guys listen to that interview, you're going to be like, yeah. That's if you take politics and emotions out of it and just listen to what he's saying. You're going to want to get him on the ballot as well. Because I signed it. I signed it for all everybody that's running. I did. Because I think it's right that we do have a fair and democratic election. If somebody wants to run and they're a Teamster, I think we do owe it to them that they get on the ballot. This is the way I feel. You know, people get upset with Biden and Trump and all this stuff. But if these people want to run for president, they have that right. We live in America. We democracy. If somebody said they can run, let them. I think we should give them the opportunity. And I mean, who's this? What they say? I know that's one of the things we talked about, dude, at that meeting. But like I said, man, we're going to be getting with you guys because we hit them with a lot of stuff yesterday that was causing the pause a little bit. And they're going to have to do some more conversation amongst themselves to get back with us with what we gave to them. It's going to be a battle. I can tell you guys now, it is going to be a fight because they're hard pressed on doing it. And we don't want to do it. Trust me, we don't want this to happen. Seniority will be tore up if this happened. And some of the things they said to me on why they doing this, I was highly upset. And we'll talk about that during the Zoom meetings that are going to be scheduled probably in the next couple of days. It's going to be more than one. It's probably about 2 or 3 because we know the feeder department has schedules all over the place. And we want to accommodate you guys as much as possible because, we're going to go back and have probably another meeting about this because it's sad. It's really sad. But we're going to fight it. We're going to fight it, man. We're going to fight it all the way to the panel if we have to. I'm just letting you guys know that. This is not going to be, well, the company can do what they want to do type thing. No, we're going to fight this all the way through. We just gonna fight it. And I want to thank Mike Regal, Ron Kamak, and a lot of the people that helped us prepare for this. Lance Abel, a lot of people that gave us a lot of questions and concerns that they have on why this is not a good idea and different scenarios that would happen. Because we hit it with one last night, they had no answer for at all. They were looking at each other like, ooh. Well, we're going to have to talk about that because they didn't plan for it. And that's why I'm glad Mike Regal, Ron Kamak came together, man, and they had a good plan. So, it was good. So, man, we're going to let you guys know, man. Trust me. You guys are going to be in the loop every step of the way. So, we don't want this to happen. Trust me. We're not going to lay down on this. We're not. We're not going to lay down on this at all because we know how important it is to keep that one seniority list. Trust me, we know. So we're just going to have to do what we got to do. So, again, I want you guys to share this. When I get time, I'm going to condense it down to the part about my analogy on why we need to get this we need to change the IBT thought process about politics. We got to do it. We got to do it, man. We got to do it. Because if we don't, yeah, you're right, man. You know what? I a lot of people have said that I should, do that, but I'm just not a guy who I'm learning that to put out the stuff that we're winning on. It's just, even though this gonna sound crazy, I don't like to be out like that. I'm a guy that likes to be in the background and just do, but you're not the first person that said that, So I will say that we're doing a good job. We got close to $100,000 in grievances paid for 9/5s. I don't have that correct, the official number because it's steady growing. Then also, we bring a lot of members back to work on just fighting the company on how things are happening. And I want to thank Juan Campos and Richard DeVries because the tools that they gave us when they first came to here to Philly to help train us to be better at this job, we still use those tools today, and it helps us a lot when we go into these grievance hearings and local level hearings and panel, because those tools that they gave us are really, really, really useful I kind of wish Juan was, you know what I mean, at the top. Just throwing it out there, because he brings an element that is missing from leadership in general, and that's teaching. Not only is Juan a great leader, but he's a great teacher. And that's the kind of person I think can teach, you know, the younger members, the members that's coming behind. He's phenomenal, man. And we talked about this, you know, that we wish there was him at the top. I do. I really do. If there was somebody that Fred didn't want to be on the top of the ticket, I wish. And if there was a way, I trust. I love Juan Campos, man. I do. He's the kind of guy that you can get behind. He's a great teacher. He promotes education. He sends his members to get educated on these issues to become. We need some changes in the IBT, man. You know, we need some changes in the IBT, brother. We need some change in the thought process of how politics are done in the IBT. We do. This is frustrating, man, because you got members who are crying out for leadership. They don't like what they have. They don't like the choices, and it's bad. It's bad, dude. It's bad. So we gotta get Chris Silvera on the ticket. We gotta get him on the ticket, man. We gotta get him on the ticket. We gotta get him on the ticket. You know, we just got to. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. We just gotta get the brother on the ticket, man. And then let the members decide what they want. But he has to be on that ticket. He has to, man. This is frustrating, man. This is frustrating on a personal level, because when you hear your members talk about how they feel about certain people, and it's true, and then it's like, this is what we got to vote for, and then we gotta keep this guy on the ticket. You gotta get him on the ticket, man. Rick, I'm telling you, Juan, I love this brother, man. I love him. He's a great teacher. That's the element that people miss out on. He's a great teacher. He's a great teacher, man. He's a great teacher. And I think Silvera will be a great teacher with all his experience and what he's done too. We got to get him on the ballot, man. We got to get him on the ballot. This is the bottom line. He got to get 35,000 signatures. We got to help him get there. And I really want you guys to think about the analogy that I just spoke about. How did you feel when you saw, regardless, this is not right, how did you feel when you saw that knee? How did you feel? How did you feel about it? That's what these guys have been doing at the IBT level for us way longer than 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Now these guys are supposed to be the agents of change. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. We need to have a better example to our children. We have to be. We gotta set a better example. We gotta have a better example, man. We got to. You know, we gotta have a better example. Because what we're saying now is that it's okay to give your members concessions. It's okay to bully them. It's okay to conspire to get them fired. It's okay not to do the job. It's okay to do all these things, but put them in the highest position possible to represent your organization. That's not a good example. I agree, Rick. We got to, man. The more and more I'm talking about it and thinking about it, man, this is really starting to get to me. It is. We got to get this guy on the ballot. Share the podcast from What the Heck Show, please. I got some people that from the Real Division, they're sharing it. People in other locals, they're sharing it. We got to get this guy on the ballot, and then let the members decide what they want. He deserves a shot. He does. And listen to what he's saying, especially around the 80. Listen, the 82-minute mark, when he started talking about, you expect people, the members who had to suffer under this regime, a lot of people that's running for all these years, and we're just supposed to go along with, well, I'm changed now, vote for me now. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because nowhere else will we accept that. Because yesterday, y'all told me yesterday, a lot of teams just told me yesterday that you wouldn't do it for Trump. I mean, I really put it on thick. I said he was going to change the Taft-Hartley Act. He was going to ban right to work. I mean, you saw I put it on thick, and you still said you wouldn't vote for the man. But we supposed to vote for this guy after all these years? After what he did? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. You can't have it both ways. You just told me yesterday. Listen, guys, I got to get out of here. We got to vote in these elections, man. We got to vote in our presidential election. We got to vote in this IBT election. We got to vote, man. We got to vote. And I'm sorry, guys. I just, this thing is frustrating, man. Because I guess it's because I just hate politics. But then when you got a guy who comes out, not political at all, tells it like it is, and he may not get a fair shake because he doesn't play along or get along with the get along. And that's a problem. That is a problem. But I'm going to do whatever I can, man. I am. I'm going to do whatever I can to get this guy. I see somebody. What's this here? All right, I just, listen, we got to get this guy on the ballot. Think about the analogy that I gave you guys, because, and take race out of it. This has nothing to do with race. Please don't try to say, oh, Hooker, you race. No. It has nothing to do with race. I'm talking about the act of what happened, the position of the person who did it. His position was to protect and serve, just like a lot of our people in the IBT. We cried out, just like the person who was crying out. We cried out. We didn't want team care. We cried out. We didn't want 22-4. We cried out. We want better language for harassment. We cried out about the 9-5. Then you know what we did? We cried so loud, we voted the contract down. But the people who was supposed to protect and serve kept their knee on our neck and said, no, y'all going to take it. Now all of a sudden, all these people, now I'm not going to say all, because a lot of them, not a lot, a few were against it. Just a few. But a lot are the reason why the Teamsters are like they are now. And all of a sudden now, All right, good people, I'm going to get out of here. Got a lot of stuff I got to do before I hit the road for this funeral for my grandmother. And I thank you guys for your concerns and your prayers. I do. Pray for the IBT, man. Pray for this country. Pray for our leaders, man. All of them. Pray Trump, Biden, O'Brien, Verma, Silvera. Let's pray for them. Please. Please do. Because we need some serious help. I mean, I've never seen the country in disarray like it is, and I've never seen the IBT like this. And the members are in trouble if they don't vote. If the members don't get involved in this election, we're gonna lose. So share the Chris Silvera video, please share it. We got to get this brother on the ballot, man. We got to get him on the ballot. And I told him yesterday, I'm going to do, and I'm saying it proudly and boldly, I am going to do everything I can to get this brother on the ballot. I am. Because the people need to hear his message. They need to hear it. Because it's going to open up your eyes. It's going to make you see things differently. It's not going to be about politics. It's going to be about the membership and the truth. We got to get this guy. We got to get him on the ballot, man. I'm going to share this video because, I mostly don't share this stuff like I used to, but I'm going to take some excerpts out of this and I'm going to share it everywhere I can, because we gotta get this guy on this ballot, man. We gotta get him. We gotta get him on the ballot. And also, at this meeting we had yesterday, I almost forgot. A lot of the people that got these new full-time jobs, you will be moving very, very soon. There is a call today with Bagby and the head labor guy for our district to make sure that this happens. So all you guys is just waiting to move to your new job and the job's coming up. That call is happening today around 1 o'clock. All right. So again, if you are in a job that you're supposed to be moved because you got the job, the bidded job and everything like that, you're going to be moved. And if you're up for a job, they're going to be calling you probably today. So if you sign a bid for a job and you're wondering what's happening or are they going to call me, make sure you have your phone today. You should get that call today sometime after 1 o'clock. All right. And I'm so sorry I didn't put that out there first. It's just so much stuff to give out. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Kyle, I see you. Kyle, I see you just getting on, man. I want to tell you, because I know you're very, very involved in this. The meeting we had yesterday, we hit them with a lot of stuff that they had to talk amongst themselves, and they're going to get back with us because we hit them with a lot of concerns and questions about the feeder department. So what we're going to do is we're going to have about 2 or 3 Zoom meetings with the feeder department, because we know you guys' schedules are all over the place, to tell you guys what happened in that meeting, what the next steps are, what they plan on doing, and every little thing that they're trying to do, because we hit them with some questions that they didn't have an answer for, and we want to make sure you guys know so everybody is on the same page moving forward. That link will be sent out. The shop steward is going to tell you it's going to be posted up in the feeder departments in both buildings, so everybody will be on the same exact page moving forward. So Kyle, I'm glad you got on so I can tell you that. Spread the word. Let everybody know that those links will be out soon. It's probably going to happen by the end of the week, because they're going to get back to us next week about some of the concerns that we had about this whole splitting the building. So be on the lookout for that. All right, so I got to get out of here. I know I've been saying it for a while, but I really got to go. But I got to say it one more time. I got to say it one more time. I got to. Because this thing is going to bug me, man. Because it is. Because I just hate politics. Everybody knows what happened in Minnesota earlier. And I want to take race out of it. This has nothing to do with race. Because I don't want you guys to say, oh, hooker, black, white. No. I'm talking about the job title and the act that would happen. This is the clear-cut analogy that everybody needs to think about, especially after hearing what Chris Silvera said on Sunday. I got to say it one more time before I get out of here. In Minnesota, there was a guy who was paid to protect and serve. His paycheck is dependent on him protecting and serving. He had his knee on another individual for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. That brother cried out for help. He was crying. Hooker, what are you talking about? What did that got to do with the IBT? I'm going to tell you right now. The IBT is paid to do what? Protect and serve. We've been paying them all these years. And I see the check because I signed it. I didn't know how much we pay these guys a lot of money to protect and serve us, right? They had their knee on the member's neck a lot longer than 8 minutes and 46 seconds. For decades. Now, and we cried out. What you mean you cried out? How did y'all cry, Hooker? We said no to team care. We said no to 22-4. We said we wanted stronger harassment language. We said we didn't want the 4-year progression. 9-5 language, we wanted that stronger, right? This is what we wanted. This is what we cried out for. Y'all gonna get it anyway. Then the ultimate slap in their faces when we shot the whole thing down. And you know what they said? We hear you crying. but we're going to keep our knee on your neck. Take this contract. Now these same people, a lot of these same people are now saying, hey, I'm sorry. I apologize. Help me out. Let's get I'm going to take my knee off your neck. But I need you to vote for me. Now, yesterday I put this question out there to show people how messed up politics are. I said if President Trump was to abolish right to work, Taft-Hartley Act, get rid of that, change it, whatever, NLRB, make that stronger. I mean, I put it on thick, and a lot of Teamsters and a lot of union people said they still won't vote for him because he's so bad and all these years. But when we say we won't vote for certain people in the IBT part, something wrong with us. But you just told me yesterday that you won't vote for a guy that's talking about change and showing it. If he would have done those things. But now we're supposed to get on board with this guy because he said he changed after all the stuff that he's done to people? Can't have it both ways. Can't have it both ways. So we got to decide what we want. Do we want to have a great example, great leader for the future of our Teamsters? Or do we just want to continue to play politics and continue with the good old boy system and, if you don't support my politics, I'm going to ostracize you and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to bully you. And I really enjoyed what Chris Silvera said about that convention. I really did because I experienced it. A lot of us did. Why would I want to vote for somebody like that? Just tell me why. That is one. Why do we want that in our union? You can watch ASME, AFI-CIO. They don't act like that. Their conventions, they do not act like that. But we're supposed to get along with this, take this abuse. There is no amount of apology that someone can say to be treated like that. Have their knee on their neck for all that many years, and now we're supposed to go along with it. So let's say if things were different in that scenario back in Minnesota, let's say if the brother still was alive, do you think it was okay if the person that was there to protect and serve, if he said, I'm sorry? If that person said, I'm sorry, is that okay? I gotta go, y'all. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Help me. Help the Teamsters. Help our families get this brother, Chris Silvera, on this ballot. I'm asking you, man. I mean, you may not like my politics. You may not even like me. I may have really burned some bridges after this today. I may have, caused some friendships. But listen, if our friendship is predicated on politics, then you were never my friend. You were never my friend, because I'm going to be your friend regardless of politics, regardless of race, regardless of culture. I need you to help me defeat this company. Regardless if O'Brien wins, we're going to have to get that membership engaged and involved and mobilized. If Verma wins, we're going to have to get the members engaged and mobilized and organized to win. If somehow Chris Silvera wins, we're going to have to get the engaged. Because he even said it. One brother said, good luck to you, Mr. Silvera. You know what Mr. Silvera said, mister? He said, I don't need luck. I need an engaged membership. That's what we need. We need an engaged membership. And it's going to be hard to engage a membership from the current people that's running when they're responsible for a lot of the issues that we face. It's hard. It is very, very difficult. We can say all we want to say, but it is very, very difficult to trust anybody that has caused you a lot of the issues that you face. It is. I got a guy right now who just finished his 4-year progression. He missed so much money. And this happened under the 2013 contract. He missed so much money because he went full-time, I think, in 2016. That 2013 contract was trash. straight trash. That's when all this stuff started happening. You say what you want to say. That's when all this stuff started happening. So, I got to go, y'all. Let's get Chris Silvera on the ballot. Talk to you guys later. I love you guys. Future guys, we're going to be sending that link out. We're going to be talking to you about it. We're going to fight it to the end. I'm telling you guys now, whatever happens, we're going to fight this all the way to the end. Just the way we're going to do it. We're going to fight it. Because I know what the seniority means to to you guys, the one list. I know what it means. We know what it means. So we're going to fight it all the way. So talk to you guys. I love you guys. See you guys soon. Thanks for all the well wishes and the prayers for me and my family during this difficult time. I love you. See you guys very, very soon. God bless. Get this brother on the ballot. Chris Silvera. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.